I've seen incredible concepts fail before things have even gotten off the ground, just because they haven't done the due diligence prior to signing that lease. I'm Nicole, and I'm the founder of BILD Consulting. We help restaurant owners all across Canada bring their visions to life and simplify everything that goes into a restaurant so you can focus on what really matters: building your dream. In this video, I'll talk to you about 5 things that I see on a daily basis that can help you save time and money before signing that lease. The first thing you're going to want to do is check the zoning. I know this sounds crazy. If your broker is bringing you to a place, you would automatically assume that, hey, this should work for my restaurant. Wrong. Oftentimes things could be zoned for industrial, office, something like that, and then you're looking at bringing in a cafe. You know what that adds? Maybe about a year to your construction process. And that is not something that I would want you or anyone to get involved with. Before signing, always confirm that the zoning aligns with what you're looking to do. Or if you fall in love with a space and need to rezone it, just know that the timeline for that is probably going to be a lot longer than you had thought, and make sure that your financial capabilities are okay with that. This step can save you thousands of dollars and months of unwanted paperwork. The second thing that you're going to want to check for is the building's conditions. And you're probably thinking, that seems so obvious, Nicole. But I have it all the time with clients who fall in love with a heritage building or something that's more on a minimalist industrial side. And it just, at the end of the day, doesn't work for their concept, whether it's trying to run new HVAC or utilize their existing HVAC, and it just doesn't have the capacity for what your restaurant is going to need. And something about this too, while we're speaking of HVAC systems, is this is one of the most costly things in a restaurant or in any place in general, really, to replace, costing anywhere really between $20,000 and $100,000. So I would make sure that if you're needing to upgrade, that not only the space aligns, but that cost aligns with everything else that's going to have to come down the line. Before signing the lease, make sure that you're bringing in a consultant, your contractor, anybody else who is familiar with the subject matter to make sure that the space actually meets the requirements of what your space is going to need. The third thing that you're really going to want to do is review those lease details carefully. Beyond your base rent, there's going to be your operating costs, additional rent. There could be levies on the building. There's going to be things that you're going to want to look into the meeting minutes, make sure that there's nothing major upcoming, and then really dive into the lease details of exactly what does your lease break down to. Oftentimes you see leases that have a stipulated price for the first 3 years, and then 3 to 6 changes, and then 6 to 9 changes. So you want to make sure that all of that aligns with exactly what not only you can pay, but what you are forecasting and what the restaurant is projected to do. Something in that you're really going to want to pay close attention to is who covers the maintenance. Is that on you? Is that on the building? What's included in your tenant improvement allowance? Are they giving you free rent, or are they giving you money towards your build out? And what happens if your project is delayed? Let's say you get a permit delay. Does the building take care of that, or are you now paying rent on a space that you're not building in and not operating in? Having a lawyer who understands commercial leases is imperative. And although they are costly, they are worth every penny in the end, because this is somewhere that could end up costing you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over the long run, if not looked through with a fine-tooth comb. The fourth thing you're going to want to do is assess the functionality and the layout. And I know what you're thinking, Nicole, that sounds so obvious. Of course, I'm going to be doing that. But if you are bringing a franchise and it has a certain look and certain aesthetic that you have to follow, or a counter always goes in a certain spot, not every site that you walk into is going to be made for that. Some spaces just don't make sense for what you're building. Although it may be in the right space, it may have the right layout, it may have the right height, but the physicality or behind the walls doesn't work for the space. And that is something that you need to pay attention to, as these are costs that can completely blow your project out of the water and just make it not feasible for you to operate. It's much cheaper to choose the right space than to try to retrofit the wrong one to become the right one. And the last piece that I always recommend is budget for your permitting and pre-opening costs. These are costs that you will face before construction even starts. Your permitting and drawings, your legal fees, security deposits, and insurance. These are all things that people don't typically think about, especially those who aren't well versed with commercial real estate or construction, but things that will cost tens of thousands of dollars. And if you have a larger restaurant, this can cost upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 before you've even started any type of construction. So before you sign that lease, make sure you've done your homework, as this could be quite a costly venture that it doesn't have to be. If you do the due diligence and you bring the right people on board, you can have things smooth sailing from the very beginning. Check your zoning, understand your building's conditions, review your lease term, evaluate the space, and pre-plan for your opening costs. If you do these 5 things, it should work out great for you. If you're considering expanding or opening a restaurant in Vancouver or Canada, reach out to BILD Consulting, as we'd love to make this a smooth journey for you and your team. We help business owners make confident and well-informed decisions from site selection to opening day. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on all things real estate, construction, restaurants, and all things in between.